Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Grant Enfinger, driver of the number 98 Champion Power Equipment Toyota for Thor Sport Racing. How's it going, Grant?
It's going good, man. I appreciate you having me on, Casey.
All right. For the first time since Daytona, you're going to be back in the 98. I know you were in driving Cody Robaugh's truck at Las Vegas. A little bit different, of course, as it was reported earlier this year. It's a part-time schedule for you. What's it been like to, obviously going part-time instead of full-time?
It's definitely a different mindset. When we get to the races, it's less about points, there's just kind of some different scenarios, being in and out of the truck. Like, for instance, this weekend, we're starting 19th because of a rule NASCAR has in place there. Even though I did race Vegas, that result isn't calculated into the starting. So yeah, we don't have the best starting position, don't have the best pit selection, but really outside of that, it's just going for wins. We don't have to worry so much about stage points. Feel like that gives us a little bit of an advantage. So we just gotta take the hits as they come, and keep hitting back, and like I said, hopefully we can come out on top on Saturday.
Okay, so I know you and Christian Eckes are splitting the 98. What's the plan? How are you going? When is your next set of races?
So I'll be in the 98 here this week at Atlanta, like we talked about with Champion Power Equipment on board, but also as well as Bristol next week on the dirt, and then Richmond, and then I think Christian is back in the truck at Kansas.
Okay. So kind of looking into, this season, I know when you run part-time, it gives you a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. You were at the Rattler last week. Of course, you were driving for, I think, which was was Go Fast Racing with, Archie and Mason. How was that for you?
It was fun. We actually had a great time actually down at the Snowball a few months ago, right after Archie had purchased a super late model, and down there with Archie and my buddy Michael Shelton, and had a great time at the Snowball. So we were able to push that over into the Rattler last week, and had a great time there as well. Didn't get the result we were looking for. Finished 11th. We just kind of got behind a little bit in the latter part of the race, and went a lap down. But anyway, had a great time. It's kind of a long, drawn out race. We're down there for 4 days, but had a great time. I always love running the super late models, and Archie and his group of Maynards up there, getting together with my Alabama boys down there. It provides for a good time and a lot of entertainment.
Always a good time down in your home state of Alabama. So kind of coming into, this season, you're working with a new crew chief as well. Of course, your longtime crew chief, Jeff Hensley, went over to GMS. What's that been like, working with a new one after working with Jeff for so many years?
I've known J Rod, who's my current crew chief on this 98 Tundra. I've known J Rod for a long time. Since I started racing ARCA way back when, I knew him through the garage, and when he crew chief for Kimmel those years, and all that. So I've known J Rod for a long time. Got a lot of confidence in him. He's a very detail oriented guy, which I really like. I feel like we're going to have successes here. I think it's going to be a little bit of a learning transition for him, even though he has crew chiefed in the past, and he does have a ton of experience in the truck series. It's just a little bit of a different role for him, so I think it's going to be a little bit of a transition. But I feel like we've communicated really well. I think throughout the whole team has. So it might take us a couple weeks to kind of get everything settled out, but I think I'm already beginning to see some of that confidence from him, and I've obviously got a lot of confidence in him. So I feel like it's going to be a great asset.
Let's talk about Atlanta this week. Of course, you were the defending winner of this race. Kyle Busch is in the field, but remember, Kyle Busch was in the field last year, and you beat all those guys as well. But there's a lot of tough trucks. Ross Chastain, Bill Lester is back, and of course the regular folks with of course KBM, and of course your other teammates as well. Thor Sport's been on quite a roll since the switch back to Toyota. What's it been like to have good consistent runs with you and of course Eckes Eckes having some good runs last 2 weeks, and Ben getting those 2 wins.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of confidence at Thor Sport Racing. There's been so much work go on there the last few months with the changeover to Toyota. Feel like that transition has already been good for us as an organization. Like you mentioned, Ben's already got a couple wins for us, so that's great. We've got a lot of momentum as an organization going forward. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta is going to be tough, but man, every one of these truck races is tough. I feel like this year especially there's 20 trucks on a given weekend that can legitimately win. The competition level is extremely high in the truck series right now, which is a great thing. And yeah, you got some of the cuppers racing with us, so I think everybody always enjoys that. I know as a driver I do as well. So we'll have to be on it, that's for sure. We're at the Toyota Sim yesterday, trying to get some things dialed in, and trying to, hopefully we're verifying when we get to the racetrack. But just kind of moving right into those roles with Toyota, and I feel like that transition has been pretty seamless from my perspective. I know there's been a lot of hard work put in behind the scenes, but man, from a driver's standpoint, that's rolled very, very smoothly. So I look for big things from ThorSport this year.
So I know that I know you were in Cody Robaugh's truck the last truck race at Vegas. Do you plan on maybe running more trucks when Christian's in the 98, or do you think you could be in another, with another team when you're not in the truck?
I don't really know at this time. I just know I don't want to be spending too much time at the house. So as much as I love my wife and love being here in Kannapolis, I want to be racing. So I don't really know what all that entails. Hopefully, we're able to put some more races together at Thor Sport Racing. But if we're not, I plan on being some sort of vehicle all I can. So we'll just have to see how all that shakes out.
Have you looked at other partners to, possibly come on and maybe get some more races for you at ThorSport?
There's definitely been a lot of talks. Yeah, there's been a lot of talks with partners and with current partners and future partners, hopefully, and everything in between. So there's definitely been a lot of momentum on the sponsorship front ever since it kind of was announced that I wouldn't be full time this year, and very, very fortunate for Champion Power Equipment to stick behind me, and they've actually stepped up even more since the year started. So blessed to have great partners like Champion Power Equipment, and also Mike Curb and Curb Records, and just a host of guys that are working behind the scenes to get us racing more and more.
What makes Atlanta so tough to drive at? Because you always have that, like, that the surface that hasn't been repaved in I don't know how long, maybe I don't know. But what's it like getting around there?
I think every race car driver loves Atlanta just because there's so much character there, so many bumps, so much abrasiveness with the racetrack. You're managing tires the entire time. You're more racing the track almost like a Darlington than you are racing the other trucks around you, and that's what makes it fun. So many of these places where we carry so much throttle, and it's so much about track position, and obviously track position would be good at Atlanta too, but it's not the cure all be all. The tires are the cure all be all. You can restart 20th with 5 or 10 laps to go at Atlanta, and the rest of the field have 20 laps on their tires, and you can pretty well spank them. A lot of the places we run at isn't like that. You're kind of single file racing. You got to take somebody's air, or get them in a vulnerable spot to make a pass, or make it on a restart. Atlanta, man, you can just have a better truck. You can have a better long run truck. You can play with strategy. You have multiple grooves, especially in 1 and 2. You can run any groove. So it's a lot of fun from a driver's standpoint. Something as a fan you need to be looking out for on Saturday is the choose rule. The outside lane just will not get going at Atlanta. The inside lane seems to always prevail. So with this choose rule, you may have guys sixth, seventh in line, with choosing the bottom. You may have some guy from way back choosing the top to just try to put themselves in the best spot. So I think that's something that the fans need to watch out for on Saturday.
That first time the choose rule will be in effect at Atlanta for any series. So definitely should be one to watch. But yeah, Grant Enfinger, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to spend with us, and good luck this weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for everybody that lets us do this. Duke and Ryan, the Thorson Champion Power Equipment, Mike Curb, and everybody at Toyota. Thank you.